Konnichiwa, and hello to everyone who showed up already. How's it going? How's it going? Apparently I don't even need a capture card to do this. Apparently I'm just able to stream using Nox Player or something like that. Arknights itself basically recommends it for streaming their game. Hi. This is my favorite character, Thorns. I've mentioned him before in streams. I often have him in like every loadout no matter what. Going good. Chu found a fully enchanted fishing rod. Ooh, that's nice. I have lots of characters. Lots. There's so many in this game. And I've leveled a few up to max, just the ones I use the most, honestly. I've leveled many to be the double promotion, then I get lazy at grinding money to level them up. I'm breaking 2 luck of the sea and lured. Oh, that's probably the best it can be, actually. Did he actually find it like that, or did he just enchant it to be that way? Oh wait, I have one more summon. I feel like there's something stuck in my throat. Excited for anime BTD? Sasha, can I show you my newest art piece? It's kind of spooky, but I don't have many people to show it to, and I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah, you definitely can. I can do one more headhunt summon. Windflit. You could send it directly to me on Discord, as long as you don't keep messaging me a million times on Discord. I've said that to people. I'm normally against them messaging me directly, but just so you don't have to post it in a channel or such, you definitely could. And then I'd also get the notification to look at it right away. That's the new character, and I don't like his abilities that much. So I will probably never use him. I do want the new version of Spectre, though. No, I do not mean to exit. I meant to go to the new event. Is this the video it showed at the start? Sassy Sasha? I'm never Sassushu, never at all. 100% no. Does this replay the start video? I'll be quiet while it replays the start video, because it was pretty cool. This is basically the first time they've done a full cinematic like this in game. And Spectre, who touched the mirror, basically was crazy. Like, she wasn't fully functioning, so I don't know if she'll become normal again after this event. And yes, she has a giant pizza cutter as a weapon. Don't know how else to describe it. And it sure does seem like they're at a lighthouse. Oh yeah, Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire. You already told me about his Poggers fishing rod, Rebel. Hey Artsy, how are you doing tonight? I wonder if her, other side was trapped in the mirror or something like that. It looked like the one girl was guarding the mirror, but didn't work out for her. So these are extra stuff that unlock later on the right. And these stuff, this is the story, and then these things would unlock after playing the story. I just want to look at the rewards. Lumen, new character you get. Oh, I like that flooring. I actually need to, Nope. Up close, up close. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. I play Arknights a lot. I typically join in on it every day to spend my energy and stuff, have for the last year or so. And then Small. Instantly one to the other. Small works well for the streaming, though. Keeps me out of the way. And you can see everything pretty good. Pretty good. And the rest is just components and money and such. Oh, Lumen? I wonder if he's a medic, because they give medic chips. This looks fancy. I'm going to stay small for a while. Tide eroded street sign. This road has already become scantily traveled. Nobody cares about the stories that once unfolded here. Nobody remains to record them. Silence falls upon all equally, bringing the same quietude. Only the street sign marks these memories, roughly engraved with the name of the small town, Gran Faro. Okay, so is it like an exploration event? Because normally it just goes straight into the missions. Nope. He threw a question into the ancient bottomless well, received an answer in return. That's calcit, or calcit. You also mentioned you got another dog, so now you can make pack dogs. Yeah, you can keep making and making them. But now I gotta read. Terra, the land, these lands, the nations across the world. These terms and the language around them flow in widespread use only because of how narrow they actually are. Has there ever been some majestic language of the ancient past that could describe everything between heaven and earth? Where will we put into words that everything we might encounter in our day-to-day lives? A grandiose term encompassing the earth, the sky, and even the seas of which the land-bound nations know so little. A single word to narrate millennia of life's progress. Where among the collective mind of mankind is such a word calcit? Go big again. I'm sure you know the answer yourself. I know quite a bit myself, yet still I find myself asking, day after day, no man may truly escape the unknown, and the unknown will forever torment mankind. I like his outfit. ... Ancient Sarkaz language for Alma, world. And here I thought you would go with the Sargorian word, alam, the same idea, I think. Yours was a Sarkaz language? It was. Strange. You're a feline who calls herself a doctor, yet your first instinct is to use the devil's tongue. Your identity is like the ever-changing clouds above the sea, never content to remain the same. Language will not change its essence for such trifles. Language. Now look here, Calcit. A well. Yeah, he's got a nice top hat. I want it. Hope they're zooming out on the well. Do you know how to draw water from it? Do you know how the Iberians use these blue cornerstones to build their houses? If the Iberian nobility hadn't let their pride go to their heads, The ocean surely would have made the nation an impenetrable fortress. The well is too deep, and we're very close to the shore. Look, it hasn't yet dried up. There is a false sun inside. We should be on our way, sir. The elderly man does not answer her. He simply picks up a small rock in silence. The rock could not be more commonplace, with no particular reason to fiddle with. Yet as though absorbed in the sensation of the sea breeze on his skin, he continues to gaze at the bottom of the well. The cat Nyafia is going well. I'm about to start building a base for it in the Minecraft server, the Minecraft realm that I have. And I would never allow the top hat to cover the heart hair on top of my head. I'd like wear it half backwards to block it, or to not block it. Calcit doesn't push the issue. She silently waits for the man in front of her to answer. She sees that the clouds are moving. The winds are strong. There is no rush, Calcit. There is no rush. We have ample time for rest, no matter the arrangements you've made. If I dropped this rock into the well, how long would it take for us to hear the splash? About 5 to 6 seconds. Even the most simple Iberian knows how to make use of the sea, knowledge that went into this deep coastal well. And yet, a Victoria farmer or Colombian worker might not even know what the vast sea looks like. Calcit, how many questions have I asked you on our journey so far? I hope she was counting. The old man holds his arm out, the rock still in his palm. Then he lets go, sending it tumbling downward. Despite its rapid descent, the two of them lock their eyes onto it. Yet without adequate sunlight, they soon find themselves unable to follow its trek into the depths. It has been 2, perhaps 3 seconds. Nothing but silence shrouds the two of them. Even the wind has come to a halt. How quiet, Calcit thinks to herself. How quiet indeed. Plop. The quiet sound echoes through the well's walls, as though reminding them that, in that brief moment lasting but a few seconds, all the lands are still. 123. Quite a bewitching number. 123 questions over 123 years. The Inquisition boasts not a single inquisitor older than me. He is old. Most have died in battle, a few of old age, and even fewer gave in to cowardice during their endless ordeal. It did not end very well for them. I've experienced all there is of Iberia. I've seen its fleet setting sail, and heard the Victorian envoys quivering. It was a rude awakening when the profound silence destroyed our nation. My countrymen are still drowning in their hatred for the disaster, and confused over the loss of their dream. Liberi don't live long lives. Even the Liberi elders, the oldest and healthiest of them, are unable to shoulder Iberia's present calamity. Your age is a miracle, one forged by the Inquisition, and which also grants you an unprecedented sense of devotion. In that era, when both glory and ideology began to crumble, you and the earliest Inquisition members were revered as saints. Saints, a title for those who once served as a guiding beacon for mankind, but just like firework, it's become nothing but ashes. I've watched the seasons cycle by a full 123 times, yet it seems only the cold winters have left their mark on me. I've seen so many truths with my own eyes, yet can never recall the sight of spring. He's emo. Calcit. Yes? The look in the old man's eyes changes. Faith is a language, and prayers can pave roads. At this very moment, the nation of Iberia, or perhaps an existence beyond that, is caressing its chin, examining the wind speed. So far, I've lived 123 years. I've asked you 123 questions based on my personal experiences. Nonetheless, you answered each and every one. You know everything that I know. Man is making progress, and new secrets will forever emerge. Yet our knowledge will never be able to overcome that which we call the known. Regardless, the enemy we face belongs to the other side of that wall, in the dark forest that lies beyond. And you, Calcit, hi Sailor, do you belong to our side of the wall, or to the depths of that forest? That is up to you. Oh, you might even know the number of leaves on its trees. What a terrifying woman. Make no mistake, the saints of Iberia remain the pinnacle that humanity can reach, yet you've exceeded that, marking you as inhuman. Gasp. Hey, Furball. Perhaps you've extended your life with special arts. Perhaps you've inherited some kind of ancient identity. Or perhaps you possess a soul that had great ambitions. ... Even if our faith is only a lie built atop ideology, we nevertheless once held onto it firmly. What is truly saddening, though, is that when old age finally bests us all, we will have not yet managed to solve our problems. While those of us who have bested old age, via originium, arts, or other means, will only come to fear endless suffering at the hands of our enemies. When did Aegir become such an unknown terror to Iberia? How could an unarmed child so easily accept the help of a stranger brandishing a weapon? What if that child were about to drown? Then we would still require proof. Is Aegir's current situation really as you say? Can the Seaborn and their source truly be defeated? If you cannot back up these claims, then Iberia will not trust you. I will not trust you. Before I die, you must prove all it to Iberia. Otherwise, the seawater will quench the flame of civilization before the other nations can prepare. They will swarm past Iberia and tear this world apart. Perhaps this too, the refutation of Terran civilization, is itself a part of their survival of the fittest mindset. Or perhaps there is nothing oh, it's her voice. Or perhaps there's nothing inherently different between us and them. The Seaborn are all these monsters under the sea, and there used to be some civilization called the Aegir underneath there. There's still people descended from the Aegir, but I don't think they actually exist down there as a people anymore. So it sounds like they're saying they're going to swarm out of the water and basically kill everyone, unless we convince the people by the water that it's real, and then they can alert everybody else. A seaside town, huh? Relaxed but gloomy, quiet but bustling, a lively place, but with danger and mystery around every corner. That looks like a VTuber. It really does, Apple. Just the place to get us in that creative groove. This person's part of one of the music groups that have shown up a few times in Arknights. Alive Before Sunset? Or something like that? I'd have to look it up. They'll probably talk about it. What do you girls say? She riffs lightheartedly. The shore's got an unsettling vibe. I can already smell all that stuff I'd rather not. I really don't think we should be visiting the waterfront so carelessly. I'm pretty sure they're Aegir as well. Doesn't matter if we can find inspiration. Come on, look how fired up about it Dan is. Riffs depressingly. No. Time to find our muse. Right, it's a good chance. I can't believe we're actually looking to that messed up ocean for inspiration. Didn't know there was a visual novel part of it. Yeah, basically, this is how the story is told through every level and stuff like that. The levels typically have a lot shorter talking sequences. The events can be kind of long-winded, but the story's actually pretty interesting if you've been following it from the start. Yeah, which is exactly why it's a fresh new vibe. Took the words out of my mouth. Riffs in agreement. Well, shall we split up then? I can take our luggage to the hotel on my own. Alright, I'll be checking stuff out over here. All by yourself? I'm glad someone's worrying. Just don't forget we're playing with fire here. Oh wow, she actually talks. So where's the hotel? That reminds me, how did a small town like this get itself a hotel anyways? Do people even come here? You'd think because it's near the water. They need to make a living somehow. Right, no living, no music. Why does she just keep riffing, man? Want to doodle, but I don't know what to doodle. Doodle a doodle. Sounds like they're walking off. They're all splitting up. And she's stuck with the luggage. The sea. We're back. If you heard a shaking sound, that's my dog having a good time. Excuse me, can I get past? Oh, sure, no problem. I have him. Have you been sitting in the chapel again, Mr. Elysium? Sorry, we've been running into each other several times already. Don't worry about it. The name Elysium isn't very common here. Actually, someone as smoking hot as me's gotta be a rare sight in Iberia to begin with, right? Facepalm. I don't know about that, but someone as confident as you may be. Shut down. Right. It took spending some time here to realize that the place that I always called home doesn't really feel like home. Are you still waiting for someone here, Mr. Elysium? It's already been several days, hasn't it? Haha, not like I have a choice. That's just how things are in my line of work. Besides, I'd rather hang out in comfort here than that imprimeval forest infested with bugs and originium. Where's the original characters at? You don't get to design your own character in this, sadly. You play as the doctor. You're from outside, then? Oh, you can tell? Is it because of the vibe I give off? Actually, I guess you could say that. What do you mean? Like, the way you dress? You know your stuff. Grand Faro doesn't see a lot of visitors. There's not a lot of folks here, so everyone in town knows everyone else. Besides, what with how close to the sea we are, not a lot of Liberia are willing to talk to Aegir these days. Especially after the Inquisition started showing up more often. Right. I get you. I've been through similar stuff plenty of times. Oh, they haven't shown up yet. I just started reading the event like 20 minutes ago. They will show up. Well, Calcet is one of the original characters. She was here. That cat lady doctor who was talking to the old man. Oh, Amia, she's adorable. She'll show up eventually, I'm sure. Does this happen in other Iberian cities too? Like in those prosperous ones I hear about in the rumors? Not just in Iberia, kid. The way I see it, it's pretty much the same no matter where you go. Life's tough everywhere. But I gotta say, some of the Aegirs I've met are a real handful. Just thinking about them gives me a headache. Wish I could beam all my common sense straight into their brains. He's probably talking about Scotty. I like Scotty. Scotty. Which makes you pretty easy to get along with by comparison. Okay, now that's a face asking who'd ever want the common sense of a guy like me. Bingo. No, it's not. Sure, I look like an unemployed bum lazing about here 24/7. But I've actually come a long way, been through way too much. So, you're an explorer then? What's life like for the Aegir in other places? Ha. Not too bad. Not too bad. That sounds bad. Well, this doesn't look like a good inn. Merthiago, you needn't come here every day. I've been hearing some bad rumors lately. I'm worried about you guys, Amaya. That's not Amia, the bunny girl. Bad rumors? You mean about the cultists? Ooh, is it the cult of the comfy cat? Are we here? But we're not just close to the sea, we're close to the Inquisition too, in the very heart of Iberia. So how could there possibly be cultists here? She's probably sheltering them. Who knows? What happens all the time in coastal towns, though? Or wait, who knows? Happens all the time in coastal towns, though. Hardly peculiar at all. Actually, I think the cultists might be like worshipping the deep sea creatures. Because I think there was some priest of the deep in the previous event related to the sea a while back. Also, I heard someone saw a monster on the shore. Did old Pedri tell you that? You know the kind of nonsense he goes on about when he hasn't had his drink. You're a kind man, Thiago. I'm sure you're just worried about Jordy, the boy who works at the chapel. I'm not a very sophisticated one, though. Maybe you can put me at ease, help me sleep better at night. That sounds absolutely 100% sus. This guy's sus. I feel like he's coming on to her. Hold on, let me write that down. These rumors are just rumors, right? The ghost shift, the cultists, the sea monsters. The Inquisition hasn't let us go out to sea in a long, long time. Can they still fish, though? Right. Can't even remember how long. 84 years. 85. Is everyone like 100 years old? Try 56. The profound silence happened in 1038. Have you really been trapped on land for so long in your memories? You aren't even that old. Have you been a prisoner of this place since before you were born? Okay, maybe he's not 100. If living in poverty counts as imprisonment, then yes, I've been a prisoner for a long, long time. I haven't so much as looked at the sea since Marin died. I loathe it. But you're not worried about the gossip, are you? You're worried about the Inquisition, and even more so about the penal battalion coming here to take away all the Aegir. Sigh. Poor Thiago. The Inquisition snuffed out the love of your life. An Aegir woman. Your anger and resentment is perfectly understandable. But be careful what you say, for everyone's sake. And sorry if I don't reply to you guys enough because I'm busy reading. Maybe you're right. Okay, I'll be careful. You always know more than the rest of us anyways. So, what have you been up to lately? The same old, doing my job as a third-rate translator in this frighteningly laid-back seaside town. That said, it's been months since a messenger stopped by. All my drafts have been piling up and it's given me a headache. You doodled a special little catboy. I wonder who that could be. I don't know if by messenger they mean the catastrophe messengers that talk about the events that happen. Can't remember what they call them. Catastrophes, I guess? Translation. I've never even set foot outside this small town my whole life. Anything besides Iberian may as well be gibberish to me. I think this is the closest thing I'll get to Sasha reading a book. Maybe. It's getting late. Right. Jordy should be off work soon. I only hope that the Inquisition isn't going to give the lad any trouble over that gossip these next few days. I'll see you later. Be safe, Mayor Thiago. Cultists. The young woman named Amaya ponders for a moment before turning her mind back to the papers, as always. Ursine novels, Casimirsian biographies, Lethinian poetry, even Sargonian folk tales. Bear people that are like Russia. These people don't know who to say they're like, but they're all about sports and gladiator tournaments, so maybe like ancient Greece. Lithuanian are very Victorian, and Sargonian are like wild lizard people. All the lands of Terra lie before her as a thick pile of literature, each word waiting to be deciphered in a solemn, orderly manner. The air is extraordinarily humid. She can't help but pinch the corner of the page. The sensation of the sea. The waves continued to accelerate, and the winds are frightened. The corals line the sky, painting it a neon shade. We will come to detest ourselves for not having wings. That's an ominous thing to say. Are you finished with your work? Yeah. As you can see, the chapel doesn't need a lot of visitors, or doesn't see a lot of visitors. I mostly just keep the place tidy. Are you still waiting today? Yeah, they should have been here by last week, but my spirit did warn me that they're a weird bunch, so I guess being laden is normal enough. It's me, he's talking about me, I guarantee it. Still, it's hard to call that a good thing. But why would anyone choose to meet up in Grand Faro of all places? Strange, right? I thought so too. That's why I volunteered for the job when Misery brought it up. Not that I expected to waste a whole month here. That's a heck of a long time to be on standby. But normally the Inquisition wouldn't have let outsiders like you in at all. Because of how close it is to their command center? Or because it's close to the sea? Maybe both. I see. So, how did you make it here? I haven't traveled much, but even I can tell that Grand Faro is a backwater. If you really want to know, I could use someone to chat with. I'm dying of boredom over here. Then, if it's not too much trouble— Oh! Sorry, I didn't realize it was so late. Uncle Thiago's waiting. I should head back to make dinner. Family? Oh, something like that. He's the one who raised me. Look, you don't have to be such a doormat just because you're an Aegir. When someone's kind to you, try to be more positive. Oh, thanks, Mr. Elysian. Oop, there's all the people. Grand Faro. It means the Great Lighthouse in an ancient Iberian tongue. Lighthouses once shone upon ships both large and small, and served as homes for all seamen to return to. Many souls dwelled beneath the reefs, until the ships fell in love with the ocean, accepting its embrace and facing their own destruction. That sounds like they sunk. Amaya, where is she going? Some sort of commotion up ahead? That's unusual. What's going on? Where are you heading? The chapel! Peeps here shouldn't be using their hands to pray. They should learn to drum instead. Sacrilege. This square is the center of town. Everything's built around it. A sculpture of a lighthouse. A guiding landmark to the sea and the town. What a lame analogy. What a bunch of weirdos. Let's not get too close. Didn't old Petrie mention something like this before? Don't get involved, lest the Inquisition take you away. Sheesh, why are all these outsiders here lately? The Inquisition just doesn't care anymore, huh? I haven't seen any of them before. Look at the way they're dressed. Are they musicians? Is she looking at me? I'm looking at you, respectfully. ... Hey, hello? In the past, I wouldn't have batted an eye at seeing an Aegir near the coast, but it sure is a rare sight these days. Do you know what's going on here? What? Oh, you wouldn't, huh? You aren't a child of the sea. You're land-born. Not that that's much of a surprise. Jeez. Aya, over here! Coming. Oh, right, you. Is something the matter? Do you know what that sculpture is of? And do all the locals know? Yes, it's a lighthouse. Apparently they needed a lot of people to work on it the way back then, and many of the workers' families ended up staying here. Like yours? Yes. I still keep some relics from that era back home, like blueprints and pictures. Yep, lighthouses. Iberian lighthouses in a country on the land. That's kind of funny. Anyway, the scent doesn't seem to be coming from you. Alright then, you be extra careful. So he doesn't smell. Good to know. Good to know. I've never seen those people before. Are those instruments? Maybe they're the ones Mr. Elysium has been waiting for. I doubt it.
Geordie.
Oh, Uncle Thiago. Sorry, I should have come back sooner.
Don't you get involved with them. I didn't see ears or tails, and no feathers either. They might be Aegir.
Wow, he's racist.
Geordie, my boy, you know I don't have anything against the Aegir, but remember what everyone's been saying lately. Don't get too involved with these outsiders. If you see an Aegir near the sea, and there's no one from the Inquisition or Penal Battalion around, then they gotta be trouble. I don't think they're bad people, but the Inquisition might not see things the same way, so I'm sorry. I just don't want to see them take you away. Be a good boy and listen.
There's everyone praising each other in chat. I wholeheartedly approve. I get it. You don't have to apologize. I get it. Where's the doctor? I didn't expect you to agree so quickly.
I know of the events in Salvianto with the 3 Abyssal Hunters. Irene always writes the most detailed reports after all.
They probably mean Scotty, her, and Irene, and then Spectre.
And above all, I know that if you meant Iberia harm, you had other, much simpler options. The Abyssal Hunters, suppose they are strong and swift as the report suggests. The 3 of them are still controllable by the Inquisition. We retain the authority to sentence them to death. The only reason they are still allowed to walk Iberian lands is thanks to my curiosity towards your so-called truth.
I can't help but wonder if Iberia's current predicament is a result of its pride, then.
The truth is that no one knows pride better than us. Pride is like the shadow always lurking behind every man. The 2 Inquisitors with whom you're acquainted have already received orders. Should the need arise, they will appear before us.
I wonder if I'll have to fight them.
It seems we have a few unidentified Aegirs in Grand Pharaoh as well. You never mentioned them. Who are they?
They aren't Aegir.
Iberia is rarely mentioned in the historical records, but that doesn't mean our history is short. At the height of our prosperity, we crossed the entire continent, advancing troops to even Bolivar. Both coin and knowledge flooded into our cities like streams pouring into a valley from a high cliff. Those glorified waterfalls roared so deafeningly loud that they could overcome even the waves of the sea.
And then in Sargonian,
those beings that arose, or rather, the Faranmut. Perhaps it is them that I should keep an eye on. They show no signs of hostility, yet they keep me on edge. Maybe they once belonged to the sea. Calcit, you are the doctor here. Could you do the Inquisition a favor?
Ask away.
The Inquisition's command center is very close to the coastline. We are prepared to face distraction at any moment. But I need you, an outsider, to be our eyes, gazing forward.
Seeing as we're in the same boat, I have no reason to refuse.
Please, Doctor, spare me the mysteriousness your long life has earned you. Show us where the evil that lurks within us sleeps.
I'll take that as a compliment, and it would be my honor. Like I said, he seems emo. Nothing wrong with that, though. Oh, there's Scotty. Gladia, I have her too. She's really cool.
Gladia?
A brief time together has you addressing me differently. On that point alone, you are quite different from before. Captain, I have a question. We've already shared all the information we have in the time since we left that reeking coast. Not all of it. We alone are more than enough. I don't understand why we must also bring along... Look at her now. This is how she once was. I looked into all her treatment records at Rhode Island. You've never seen her this quiet before either, have you? Are you going to share, Fane? You better share, I swear to God. Don't you want to help her? And this will help? Perhaps. She alone can defeat her illusions. She is her own key. She can break through the results of those filthy experiments. She's Laurentia, after all. I assume this is Spectre. But until then, we need to prepare a warm bed for her. Yep. It was only for a short while, but she woke up. Even so, I stared at her like that. Don't be so sentimental. We aren't her. If she doesn't mind the way she is, we have no right to meddle in it. You trust Dr. Calcit more than I thought you would. Maybe. She willingly stayed in Iberia and created this opportunity for us. I was surprised, and I have to thank her. I can only hope it all goes well for her. Look at the time. Guess it's not happening today either, and here I thought I'd get to see them sooner or later just by waiting in the most conspicuous building in town. This really is such an uneventful place, though. If I'd known it'd be so boring here, I would have brought along a few more books from Rhode Island. That's the landship that we live on, Rhode Island. A Lateran chapel, and in such a great shape, even right next to the sea. Unbelievable! This place's style really has a different vibe, though. I mean, as long as there are Laterans and chapels, we can jam whenever. But this place just feels so gloomy, Ah, Alti! They know each other, they're BFFs. Maybe, I don't know. You best stay away from the sea, Geordie. The chapel is clean and safe. Just stay there. Don't worry about anything else. Not a lot of the young ones came back this year. Most who left looked for ways to move to the big cities, and now I missed what he said. You should think about what I said and leave this place. The folks here are the families of the workmen who gathered here to maintain the lighthouse in the past. But times have changed. This place will be abandoned sooner than later. Geordie? I'm listening, Uncle. It's just, where can an Aegir go? Amaya told me that there are places outside, in other parts of Iberia, where they aren't so harsh on the Aegir. But I'll need to find a home for myself eventually. I need resources, connections. I can't make a decision that easily. Is he a fish person? Basically, I think. Not sure if he's actually based as a fish, but the Aegir people are from the water. Some of them, like Scotty, etc., don't seem to look any different than like regular humans, except for pale white skin. I'm not ready yet. If you say so. Right. Amaya gave me another book. One she translated herself. Not like I'd understand it anyway, though. Take it with you to kill some time over at the chapel. Okay. Geordie walks down the street quietly. Seeing the old man in front of him hunching over more and more, he can't help but think back to how he looked just last year. As if to prove how time slowly overtakes us all, senility is always silent. From the moment you wake up to when you fall asleep, every second is like a gasp for air. But Geordie never complained. He's used to this life after all. Uncle? I'm pretty happy with my life right now. I get to help out at the chapel. Sometimes I help take care of the children. And sometimes I help patch up the injured workmen. I even got to know that librarian who came from out of town the other day. He's so different from everyone else. He said his name is Elysium. You don't have to worry about me. It's been a long time since the Inquisition came to town. We don't always have to be so nervous. Yes, we do. That's not a chapel, lad. It's a sentry post. The Inquisition set it up to keep their eyes on us, back when we were still trying to repair the lighthouse. But now that the coastline is peaceful, and the work on the Eye of Iberia is shelved, of course the Inquisition doesn't give a toss about us anymore. Still, to be fair, the Inquisition isn't completely useless. Only they can stop those. Those? Nothing, lad. Just a few rumors going around among the workmen, probably the monsters from the sea. Rumors, huh? Lad? Well, that's a depressing place to live. Here? What exactly is that? Should I let Uncle Thiago know? Oh. Sea monster. Sea monster. See the sea monster? Something bothering you, lad? Did he not tell him about the sea monster? No, it's nothing. Uncle, just what is there out at the sea? Monsters. You saw it for yourself, dude. Oh, so that's... does that even lead to a mission, or that's just talking? A man who has clearly consumed excessive amounts of cheap alcohol over a long period of time is muttering ambiguously, lamenting his lack of a worthwhile life. Upon hearing that foreigners are visiting town, he finally lifts his eyelids, revealing the cloudy pupils underneath. Alive until sunset. Oh, that's the rock band. Alive until sunset. A rock and roll band. Pah! The man snorts sharply. Let them rock and roll their way back to where they belong. We all know that this is just another of the Inquisition's cheap tricks, and they're not welcome here. The man picks up his bottle and walks out of the tavern unsteadily. His trailing voice is still faintly audible. They've already ruined this place. What used to be, A ragged beggar leans against the side of the chapel, his hands clasped together tightly. He is not so much praying as simply existing, hardly any different from a pebble. Day or night, young or old, healthy or sick, nothing matters to him. Nobody cares about him, and he also cares about nobody. The beggar bows his head deeply, tears rolling from his eyes. I don't deserve to be promoted. Like, promoted into a monster, or what? Oh, combat. So just low-level stuff, and since it's the first mission, it'll likely be super easy. I've never played this on PC before, so it's going to be weird. Got my 2 best tanks. I've got my people that can just nuke everything. I've got my husbando. I don't think I need him. I could replace these people. She can nuke stuff too. Those are like the 3 OP characters in the game that can just wreck everything with their abilities. Do I actually need 2 healers? I often don't. Though I could use a fast redeploy character. It's the first mission, so it'll be fairly easily. This talking will be shorter. Miss Alti, your refactored possession was positively spectacular. Really? Color me surprised. I thought that silly little idea I came up with in the jungles of Sargon was a bit too avant-garde. But turns out that doctor had someone like you under her wing? I thought you'd all be as stuffy as her. Ha ha. So, where are the others? Dan's the excitable type, so she ran straight to the beach. Aya and Frost went back to the hotel. Pretty run-down place, but kinda interesting. Interesting? Really? So, Calciat tell you anything about us? I only caught a word or 2. Seems like you folks have something important on your hands. I was blown away when I heard that the world-famous Alive Until Sunset had personal ties with Dr. Calciat. To be honest, I could say the same. But, still, I'm glad to have fans even out here. Gives this trip some much-needed spice. Finally getting to meet you makes that whole excruciating month all worth it, though. That's cute. If it's not too much trouble, could you please sign this poster too? Why'd you even bother coming back to Iberia? That's rather complicated, and something I sure didn't expect Alti from Alive Until Sunset of all people to be asking me. You like the name of our band? Like? Nay, I absolutely adore it. I loved the first music they played for the summer event. I actually downloaded it onto my phone. Appreciate it. So, where is she? I figured she'd be waiting here with that know-it-all look on her face, and then up telling us nothing in a lot of words. Still waiting for Dr. Calciat to contact me. She shouldn't have arrived much later than you all. Hope she hurries up then. High tide's about to roll in. I wonder if that'll bring in monsters too. Oh, this looks like a nameless NPC. Outsiders. All outsiders. What happened all of a sudden? Did the Inquisition really loosen up its grip that much? That looks like a cultist. Yes, outsiders. All outsiders. They are very special. They carry the scent of the ocean. Aegir's? Possibly. Possibly not. Our brothers and sisters are all afraid. We must make haste. Scarcely has the Inquisition been so negligent. It's too suspicious. Even if the laxity of these waters is a trap, we must continue our relentless pursuit. For the sake of our brothers and sisters, for the sake of restoring the Herald's connection to this land, we must first secure the Eye of Iberia, or destroy it. I think the Herald is the one from underwater I talked about earlier, and the Eye of Iberia seems to be that lighthouse they were trying to build and stopped. I do not wish to indiscriminately slaughter the innocent. You were all my family once. Go, and have more people join us. We now have the option of choosing a profoundly vast road, greater than what Iberia promised us, greater than this entire land. Those people, are the outsiders why our brothers have become restless? It's highly likely, but I can't say for sure. We are all weak and frail. Our brothers are weak and frail. We cannot act rashly, or the Inquisition will exterminate us. We must be careful, or there will be too much blood spilled on this soil, and she does not like blood. Neither us nor our brothers and sisters need die in vain. Who's there? They're fighting. I knew it. Cultists of the Church of the Deep. I stepped out of Iberia for just a few years, and now their scent is everywhere. I'm actually starting to look forward to seeing her for once. Is she Oh, Mabu, thank you very much for resubscribing. I greatly appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? I'm reading through the Arknight stuff, so you might not hear me respond to chat as much. But I'm actually starting to look forward to seeing her for once. Is she still not here? Yeah, Dr. Calcit mentioned that the Inquisition will probably keep a close eye on her, so... That's weird. I'm sure she was there for the start of Iberia's Golden Age. She should at least be able to get an audience with the leaders. Why take such a lame approach? Ha, very funny. Iberia's ascent was centuries ago. Even she can't be more than... Seems so long years of experience have taught her how best to navigate this world. Alas, I'm too young and beautiful to get that stuff. Oh man, that is so relatable. I relate to this girl so much. Ignore me. Haha, surely you jest, Miss Alti. So, if something really were to happen to her, would you help her? If you're willing to plead on her behalf, maybe. Is she really that important to your, Rhode Island, was it? To be perfectly honest, I really don't understand why she would put herself at risk like this, just to come to Iberia. But I fully believe that she willingly took on this responsibility, and if even Dr. Calcit is prepared to risk herself for Iberia, then as an Iberian, I have even less of an excuse. I see. Then you'd better go take a look, or keep waiting here. Who knows, someone might just barge in here hollering and screaming. Hey, what's that supposed to? And then someone barges in screaming. Out on the plaza! I just saw one! A monster! There's a monster out there! Huh? Is anyone here? Wait right here, Miss Alti. I'm gonna see what's going on. What a terrible odor. But Dan was right. The petals in the sea of consciousness fall into a waterfall flowing in reverse. The melody of the scales, the ballad of the rootstocks, are all ready to come forth. Maybe I'll find a few nuggets of inspiration on this trip after all. What is that? Old Pedri was right. My grandfather wrote about these in his diary. It's a sea monster. Is it dead? It won't stop moving again, right? Sorry, excuse me, coming through. What little light remains filtered through the clouds, partially cloven by the monolithic statue. The light's blood splashes across the ground, forming shadows. Being here just checking in. Sounds good, Crosshair. A dying sea terror rests quietly in the monolith's shadow, like an old man leaning against a tree to find his final respite. Is it already dead? Old Petrie wasn't lying. It really is a monster. A monster from the sea appeared in Grand Faro. I know what it's called. We've seen them before. So this is a sea terror? But the coastline is so calm. And how could the Inquisition miss something this blatant? Someone probably put it there? Or brought it there? Its vacant, lifeless eyes seemed to still be spinning, the land a vast, waterless ocean before them. But just as Elysia mistakes it for clinging to life, its gaze once again seems to fixate on a deep, profound death, and its motion halts completely. It's staring at me. Or at something else? Who's going to deal with the corpse? Just look at it. How disgusting. Would it eat people if it were still alive? The sea terror cannot speak, but its disformed husk shines brightly. A large group of people gather around it, afraid, suspicious, but nevertheless drawn to it as if it were lit fireworks. Fireworks indeed. Its death is just like fireworks. No gashes, no signs of wounds from a hand cannon. Death did not choose it. Rather, it chose death. No, now I'm just rambling to myself. If this is one of those sea terrors from the report, then the Church of the Deep must already be closer than we thought. Miss Amaya, hurry, come take a look at this thing. Now, calm down. Could this really be from the sea? I can't hide the truth from you all. Indeed, this is a monster from the sea. Then this has to be reported to the Inquisition right away. We need to call the Penal Battalion over to deal with these monsters. No, have the Inquisitors themselves come. Otherwise, we're all doomed. Well, they all running away very awkwardly. I want to check something in OBS, because my model moves slowly. Yeah, it's missing some frames. Seems everyone is running towards the chapel. What's going on? Hey, someone tell me what happened. Someone found the corpse of a monster out in the plaza. A monster? The things old Petrie was talking about. That's right. Everyone's clamoring to pick a messenger to go fetch the Inquisition. Do you know what it looks like? I heard it had fangs a meter long and 8 pairs of eyes. Hey, where are you going, Thiago? Head back and wait for me, Jordy. Don't set foot outside no matter what. Is he gonna fight the monsters? But... okay, got it. And his scarf kinda looks like fins from a fish. We'd better not get mixed up in all this chaos. Who knows what kind of vile diseases these monsters might be carrying. A monster? Just like the one he saw before. What in the world is going on? Who's there? Oh. Wait! Chasing the cultists, always a smart thing to do. Damn you, Aegir. Accursed Aegir. He actually went and slaughtered one of our kin. Ugh, my wound. You're... Geordie? You know me? Who are you? You don't need to know, nor do you know me, but I know you, if only because you are an Aegir. You're hurt. Yes,
And will you bandage me up? Aren't you the chapel's caregiver?
I can help you, but you have to tell me how this happened.
Very well.
Take a seat. Just bear with it. Stop moving. Luckily you don't have any broken bones or ruptured organs. Is this a laceration wound? There's even sawdust stuck beneath the skin. How did this happen?
An Aegir killed my kin. I was involved, but managed to escape.
Murder? In a small town like this? You'll have to bring this up with Uncle Thiago right away.
Ha! 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 Mayor Thiago can't control the Aegir? How ironic. Only the Inquisition can punish him now.
But he killed someone in your family.
We are always being hunted, out of ignorance, fear, anger, the latter lingering from that disaster. Thank you, I already feel much better.
Wait, are you Mr. Juan?
So, you still remember my face, Geordie? Have you ever wanted to gaze into the sea? Uh-oh.
Gaze into the sea? Uncle Thiago's taken me to the coast before, but...
The sea was dark, the wind tugged at his hair and the waves roared. The meaning of a hometown varies from person to person. It might be the aroma of wheat, the angle of the shadow cast across an alley, or the sound of wheels rolling over mud and snow. But at that moment, Geordie knew that his life in Grand Faro had already been paid for in advance with his hometown. The land has already forgotten the ocean's true form, but sooner or later we shall all return to the sea. Broken Aegirian, thank you, Geordie. Thank you for your kindness. May infinite altruism fill the void of existence one day. If you are still Aegir, Geordie, then leave us be. Turn back and return to your life. It is better that way. Perhaps you too, like your parents before you, will go in search of that lighthouse.
What did you say? I didn't catch that.
My kindred refugees have come for me. But do not worry. Grand Faro has always been a stepping stone. A destination is the deep sea.
Oh, thank you very much for the raid, Swift Entropy. I really appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? Were you playing Arknights as well for the new event? Or were you up to something different tonight? I'm basically just reading a bunch of story for now. That's what most of this has been. But I enjoy it. Oh, there's more sea monsters. Oh, and they're coming up to him. Soft slithering sound.
Geordie, Geordie, Aegir. We shall meet again.
Oh, will it actually start combat now? And the combat will probably last like 3 minutes. Hey Sasha, I love how your adorable face is live every day when I wake up. Yep, I'm always here, so you're always able to stop by. I appreciate you coming by, Kalawu. How are you tonight? That hooded person looks scary. They do. I'm pretty sure they're one of the cultists from the Cult of the Deep or whatnot. You're great, I'm glad to hear that. Oh wow, this is a small map. There's only one defensive objective. It's kind of laggy. I should probably put a tank down. I can put the healing tank. There's thorns, indeed. probably can retreat them. Hey love, how is the stream going? The stream's going pretty good. It's a little bit laggy, which is odd because I wouldn't think that using this emulator to run Arknights would actually take that much processing power. When I pause, I work perfectly fine and stuff like that. But thank you again for the raid, Swift. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a lot of reading. Like this whole past hour, I've just been reading the story for the event up to now. Oh, I said to use that. And then he can use his ability, which will increase his range and stuff. Let's put her down here. Her shots are AoE, so they hit everyone in the area. And he's about to get stunned, I think. Yeah, I appreciate you out here streaming. I was happy to help out my fellow stream. I appreciate that. You're also really nice. I try my best. Oh, I forgot. I always forget to do the shoutout command. I almost forgot that last night. There. And then people can look you up or click the follow button if they like. I've got extra DP, so why not just drop Blaze? Thank you, no problem. It's such a simple thing to do, the shoutout command. This is only the very first level, so it's super easy. I need to figure out how to do that. You just type /shoutout. Twitch added its own shoutout command, which is how that one works. /shoutout, then username. So does this guy have lots of help? Because it didn't say anything fancy about him. I know these are just basic melee units, these are basic ranged units. This guy does look like he's doing damage. Go, go, Sasha, go, go. Healer. Yeah, like I said, it's weird that everything's laggy when you'd think this game wouldn't take much graphic GPU stuff. And when he's the last enemy. I've learned I cannot shout out the current streamer. Well, you can only shout out if you are the current streamer. But go, you got this. If you're in your stream, like if you hadn't raided, then you can shout out people. You can shout out anyone that has a Twitch, and it just gives a link to their channel and pops up the follow button if they need it. The sea is black. Or you can do that, but that's via Nightbot. I was 4 or 5 at the time. Old Thiago, the mayor of Grand Faro, took an armed company of adults down to the coast. I still remember what the weather was like back then. It was hazy and turbulent, and colder than most evenings despite still being afternoon. Its coldness was not a temperature, but rather a color, one that has lost its warmth. And then it shows up in your chat for whatever reason? Question mark? I found out only later that that was the last time Grand Faro did maintenance work on the Eye of Iberia, or rather, tried to. The penal battalion quickly brought back news. There was dejection in the adults' faces, but I didn't fully understand what had happened. I simply stared at the junction between sea and sky in a daze. The sea is black. It perfectly suits this land devoid of hope. Mayor Thiago is here. So, what old Pedri said was true, Amaya. Even I wish to deny it. I'd be quickly silenced by the reality in front of our eyes. But what kind of person could slay a monster, then offhandedly toss it here? I hope you'll let me handle this. That, if we don't dispose of it properly, I'm afraid it could be a danger down the road. Besides, is this not a rare opportunity to study a sea terror? Very well, but I'll be coming with you. None of us know exactly what this thing is just yet, and we certainly can't rule out the possibility that its blood might attract more of its kind. No objections here. With me, lads.
Move aside so I can wrap up this body.
It just picks it up like that.
Well, it's not as heavy as it looks. So where to, Amaya?
Follow me.
Don't just stand there gaping. Hurry on now, people.
Hurry on home now, people. It's gone for a while. Anything was said, don't know what you said, I can't see the past chat. Stuff was said, but nothing particular. I got raided by somebody, by Swift Entropy recently. So that was something exciting that you missed. Are we really not going to report this to the Inquisition? What do we do if more monsters show up?
There's no need to get them involved.
But...
I said we don't need them.
Ugh. Thiago.
This town doesn't need the Peanut Battalion interfering just yet. We'll handle things our own way.
He was here recently, yes.
If the Inquisition sent its people here and saw this thing, you'd never see another peaceful day in Grand Faro. Do you really understand that?
But, never mind, forget it.
Let's go, Amaya.
Stop. We're really just going to listen to him? Old Thiago's hatred for the Inquisition goes back more than a day or two, but if something really were to happen without the Penal Battalion here, who's going to fight the monsters? Us? Plus, there have been more and more outsiders lately. It's like Thiago doesn't even see them. If they were to blend in with the outsiders... I knew it. We really should send someone to the Inquisition. How are we supposed to explain all this if someone from the Penal Battalion does show up? I don't want to get branded as a heretic. I probably would let them know too, just because of that reason. Miss Amaya, and what's with that author over there? Let's touch base with the other members of OS first. I feel like we can't just ignore all this. Is the chapel normally this deserted? What happened to your god and your faith? Rude. Not every Iberian is practicing Lateran, Miss Alti. The town has become quite dangerous, and I need to ensure your safety until Dr. Calcit arrives. Might as well put on a show here then. Some music would help to calm everyone's nerves. Haha, that's not what I meant. Then calm down. Let me take a stab at what I think happened. I saw some kind of sea creature. Right, you guys called it a sea terror? Whether the Iberians or Calcit were first to call it that doesn't really matter to me. A sea terror beneath a cruelly dry sky. Its observant and analytical scales with nowhere to belong. It knows very well that this is not its home. It lives back home. I've got it. That sea terror was probably hung high up on that sculpture, and it was singing the latest wave of rock and roll, right? Totally. It wasn't hung up there, nor was it singing, but you got like 80 or 90% of it down. You've surprised me again, Miss Salty. Was that your arts? Arts is almost like magic. Who's to say that death itself isn't just another kind of song? That's what it taught me. And it's a real travesty of nature that the beauty of it can't be appreciated across species. What do you think? Fortunately, such an art form is not required by all organisms. Dr. Calcit, how come I couldn't get a hold of you this whole time? Long story short, I'm under the surveillance of the Iberian Inquisition in exchange for their trust. We don't have much time, but the task before us is grave. Operator Elysium, go keep an eye on the two who took the sea terror's body away. I need to speak with Alti alone. Understood. Here's a communicator. You should already be familiar with my original art, so you can also, pass it on to your colleagues. Will do. I know you prefer to keep handovers quick and efficient, but let me say this. I'm so relieved that you're safe and sound. If I discover anything, I'll report back right away. Heading out. Appreciate it. Long time no see, Doctor. Miss Alti, sorry for making you come all this way. I understand this involves putting yourselves at risk to some extent. Oh, so she called them. So why are you under surveillance? You couldn't just cut a deal with them? Time is short, and Iberia's paranoia masquerading as piety prevents me from meeting with the Inquisition's upper echelons. Are you in a hurry? The other countries still do not understand what we are dealing with. They are unable to comprehend how a vast, mighty land in its golden age disappeared into the silence. And I may as well have witnessed it with my own eyes. Fair enough. Where are the others? We rarely get to go on a tour, so let them enjoy some free time. What you want is right here. So what's that? I came to you for the same reason as last time. That said, I have little love for the sea these days, especially after hearing what you had to say about it. Hopefully you've had enough time to make up your mind. Before we get to that, Doctor, doesn't it seem like you've been working on, let's call it your bedside manners? Like, an X-ray machine with a voice greeting? Whoops! Put my foot in my mouth again. You should already be used to that though, right? But how quaint indeed. I didn't think anything could possibly change the way you dealt with people, or should I say, your personality. There's always something. Alright, maybe I'd rather not pry into your personal affairs. He's here. He's still here, and it's not just him. There's more. The scent of the sea. Since when were there so many Aegir in this little town? And I don't know if these people can transform into the monsters or what. The Inquisition planned it. Maybe even now at this very moment there are still Inquisitors, their heads addled with their ignorant laws, intent on continuing their self-righteous deeds. When did you have the time to wrap yourself up after escaping from the enemy? An Aegir helped me. A friend? No, just an Aegir who loves the sea. What do we do about our brother's body? It's currently in the hands of Amaya and Thiago. We'll have to figure something out. We ought to prepare a funeral for it. A funeral is a human ritual, not ours. Amaya has said that we should live the way our hearts dictate, pure in despair, pure in worship, just as those ignorant Inquisitors treat their own faith. Would that not make us equally ignorant? Ignorance is a part of our very nature that we have yet to throw away. We have not yet become them. Oh, sorry, I have not set that up. My pronouns are he, him, because I am a boy, despite how girly my model looks. Sophistry. That I can't deny. But do you wish to see the land dwellers torment the corpse of our brother? Long have we lived on the land, with no herald to guide us. All we can do is seek out our own way of embracing the ocean. I appreciate it, Rebel. But before that, we should give our brother a proper burial. We ought to mourn any senseless death. Thank you for the head pat. Who would be able to slay this creature with such ease, Thiago? What? I'd understand if it had been surrounded by 4 or 5 penal battalion soldiers, or if it took the flames of castigation from an Inquisitor's lantern. But this poor sea terror has but a single wound on its body. While I've never personally seen the rumored High Inquisitors fight, I'd imagine that if anyone in all of Iberia could pull this off, it'd be them. It's probably Scotty. Impossible. Nobody has seen an Inquisitor come to Grand Faro. Just wanted to pat you while you're doing the dreary voice. Very fun. But a little town which rarely sees any outsiders has been welcoming visitor after visitor as of late. Surely this can't all be due to the Inquisition's negligence, right? That. Perhaps the marching of the penal battalion cannot be hidden from our ears. But what of the Inquisitors? If they changed out of their uniforms and concealed their lanterns and swords, how would we know? You mean to say that an Inquisitor might already be here, hidden among the outsiders? I'm saying that it's a possibility.
I'm going on a little walk.
Thiago! I'm sure even you understand that most people would rather have the Inquisitors help them get rid of the Sea Terrors.
I know, of course I know. I wouldn't hate a beast for no reason, but I will hate those people, those Inquisitors.
Sigh. Amaya gently caresses the Sea Terror's corpse. The fate left to it by death was not such a terrible one. By human standards, it certainly appeared deformed and terrifying, but what about from other perspectives? How would the court of nature, of life itself, judge this perfect creature? Alone in the empty pub, Amaya decides to stop pondering this question. Or at least the pub appears empty. She and Thiago believe it is. Well, but the shadows begin to writhe, and something steps out from within, its simple outline etched out beneath the dim's light glow. Welcome back. It is a person in Aegir. Was this your doing?
It has nothing to do with you. Is he a new Abyssal Hunter? I haven't heard about him.
You don't look like you're from the Penal Battalion.
You cannot deceive me.
Wait, you're an Aegir? That makes you even less likely to be an Inquisitor.
Silence is the most terrifying sound in the sea. We cannot tolerate it a second time. None of us can.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I think you should leave.
The Bishop of Salviento is dead. I am not as patient as you might believe.
I never thought I'd see a living Abyssal Hunter with my own eyes. So he is one. Maybe he'll be a future character eventually.
Inquisitors? No, impossible. How could an Inquisitor be here?
Mr. Thiago, just now
Mr.
Thiago?
Get out of this place as soon as possible, you and the rest of your lot. You're a nice lad, I can see that. Geordie can too, but there's something sleeping beneath our little town, and there's nothing normal about any of this. No, Iberia's never been normal, not since then.
I hear you. I'll leave as soon as I can. But I think I saw something in front of the chapel just now.
Tell me, lad, are you from the Inquisition? Are you trying to get close to Geordie just so you can take him away?
Mr. Thiago?
Go ahead and lie to me. I'll fight you to the death too, outsider.
Wow, this guy's going crazy. I'm not. You know as well as I do, if I were really after the Aegir, why would I wait so long?
It's just a single sea terror. We're by the coast, and we've seen things like this before decades ago. There's nothing to get worked up over, outsider. It's none of your business.
Mayor Thiago, I'm willing to help you iron out some of the issues in town.
There's nothing for you to do.
Even if it means Geordie's life will be in danger?
Nobody's here? Why aren't Amaya and Thiago here?
Boom.
It's his scent. That damn Aegir. He took Amaya away? How dare he? No, that's not quite right. Amaya doesn't know how to fight. He wouldn't do anything to her.
At least our brother's remains are still here.
Deceased to sea terror, ...
What do we do now?
Take it away. This rotting shack is not suitable to be its coffin. After that, we will find it a proper home. Look at it. Death is nothing more than a gentle attendant. That is something that Aegir Butcher could never understand. Let's go.
So in other words, we're what? Insurance? To my understanding, none of you have any desire to return to the ocean and fight those monsters. You were born of the sea and are very powerful, but even if you regain your original forms, you will never be able to rid yourself of those creatures. Oh, It's that dangerous? More than you can imagine. To be honest, though, we've never cared too much about that. We just do what we want. Most people inhabiting the Great Land probably think the same thing, right? If the Seaborn can understand language and music, then I'm sure you'll find an audience, even if disaster were to befall Terra. In fact, they're more complete creatures than humans, and have greater resistance to all sorts of things. Give them a few hundred years and maybe they'll even adapt to Originum. I'm aware. So answer me this, Doctor. Us, the Aegir, Sea Terrors, the Seaborn, and all our pitiable kin lurking in the depths of the ocean. How are any of us different in your eyes? You were born much later. There are many things you do not yet understand. When Frost awoke from a deep rock formation, her first thought was to get away from those aliens and monsters. There's nobody to communicate with in the sea, and everyone on land eventually hides their original forms and disappears. Fortunately, music can open a crack in the loneliness. If this situation is resolved, I'll have plenty of time to discuss the past. I also hope that none of you actually get involved with either Iberia's or the Aegir's plans. Why not? I thought you were eager for us to lend a helping hand. It's been too long since I've been in touch with the Aegir. The tides are crying out, and a lack of information hampers my predictions. We do not yet know the true origins of this calamity, nor are we able to infer any possibilities. Worst case scenario, even you won't have any way to... It seems we have uninvited guests. Huh? They already have the nerve to show themselves openly in town? Someone's knocking at the door, no duh. Without a word, Calcit turns her eyes to the chapel's door. The thick wooden slabs had endured an unfathomable amount of turmoil over the years, each mark on them a chronicle of the past. She knows there is something outside them, and what it is. What she cannot imagine, however, is that the Church of the Deep's Fars would already dare to be so brazen. Or perhaps... Outsiders? A grotesque scent belonging to those strange Aegir. The two cultists step into the channel. This lateran edifice, once wrapped in the cloth of faith, now drapes these two faceless figures. In their arms they hold their brother, a sea terror, or perhaps just a being stripped of all other names, now nothing more than an expired life form. Look what they're holding in their arms. A sea terror. They don't intend to fight. The cultist carrying his brother's body passes by Calcit without turning his head, as if he does not even see the two standing in his path. It is as if he has come all the way from the doors of the chapel to step into the depths of martyrdom. My brother, oh brother, hear me out. It is our incompetence that led to your untimely fate. It is our cowardice that prevented you from returning to the sea. Forgive me, my brother. I can yet hear your voice. The people of this world all believe death to be the terminus of all life, but we understand that once our individual forms are transcended, even death itself is powerless. He lays his brother's remains upon the ground and draws a deep breath. He falls to his knees, his eyes filled with sorrow. Until we return to the ocean, I shall be your coffin. I will take you back to the deeps. This sounds suspicious. Come, my brother, may you slumber eternally. We shall become one. The oral ingestion of protein is an act of feeding, yet he did not intend to consume his brother. He was simply forced to use a more primordial method of bringing the two together as one. Chimera. Rah! What is he doing? Assimilation, the simplest method of forcefully penetrating his own torso with the sea terror's body. Should we stop him? It's pretty gross, and totally lacking in aesthetics. Someone will, but not us.
Juan, what are you doing? Ha! It's still alive. I can feel it. What did you say? The Inquisition is here. You... Ah! Repulsive. Though this chapel may be deserted, it is still a sacred place to the Hyperion Inquisition, and yet you dare openly blaspheme our laws and creeds. Someone from the Inquisition actually snuck in, but what happened to that Aegir? Juan! You... Curse you! Damn Hyperion! Kill him! Ah! That was fast. The sea terror of the grim lake crests and troughs as the mountains rolling in the twilight. Carrying the scent of rotten flesh, the traitor nearly usurps the throne of his new home, screeching gleefully. Yeah, I feel the exact same way, Mabu. Calcit makes perfect sense. To think that you target such a small, inconspicuous town after Salviento. Even now, the Inquisition underestimates the scope of the Church of the Deep's influence. Indeed, your taint is pervasive. Juan, the Inquisitor, you have to... You're even weaker than any Church of the Deep remnants I've seen. Why do you insist on staying in this unremarkable town? Answer me. I need to drink some water while my mouth's dry after so much talking. So these are just the event currency, whatever they are. Rusted compass. Doesn't actually matter what it is. Da, 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 da. Hey chat, I'm just beyond Minecraft lurking. Appreciate it. Thanks for the lurk, Jace. Oh, a bunch of things popped up. What the heck was that? Why is this happening to Grand Furrow? First the Aegir, then the cultists, now these dang monsters. I need to leave this place, otherwise. I've seen it with my own eyes. The Inquisition's flames will burn a person's soul dry. I leave these things to you. I have no choice but to keep. But he gave me some decent money and more event currency. Messy junk pile. A strange wheeled device rolls down from the pile of debris, covered in dust and missing parts, but still emitting a strange glow. It's unclear what activated it, but nevertheless whirs to life. Around its chases are the words, "Little Handy," written in Aegirian. If its missing components can be found, it may prove unexpectedly helpful on the battlefield. Oh, so it's probably one of those things you can deploy, but I've got to get far enough before I can use it in the missions. Cultists have infiltrated the town, and the growling of monsters drifts from the shadows. It is impossible to pass through here. Okay, it's all locked for now. So you'd have to head back. Your reading voice is very soothing. Love you lots. I appreciate you saying so, Mabu. You have a good time at work. I'll see you around. Nothing special from this either. Same setup. Oh, is it loading up the fight right away this time? That's surprising. Da, 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 da. Normally if it's a new type of enemy, it pops up at the right and you can pause it and read what it says they do. Oh wow, it's small again. Can attack targets located on Nether Sea Brand. Attacks up to 3 targets at once. What is a Nether Sea Brand? I'll just wait till I get all the DP for this guy. I said all the DP for this guy.
So that guy can attack 3 people at once. And like I said, sorry it seems a bit laggy. We'll get Shen. Don't know if that's how you pronounce her name properly. Shen? Shin? I think they're making an anime of Arknights, actually. Just auto everything. This seems like the exact same as the previous level, like not changed at all. I don't think they'll move close enough for me to attack. There, that can hit all the way down there, I didn't notice. She has a super strong attack. She's from a limited banner. An alternate version of one of the prime characters in the game. Is it going into chatting? Not that I'm ever going to auto-deploy this, but sure, why not? Oh, and then there's something new back here. The devout gather around the chapel, trembling as they close their eyes. They turn and press their forehead. I think that may have been actually the same one I beat before for some reason. The devout gather around the chapel, trembling as they close their eyes. They turn around and press their forehead against the cold wall, as if the chapel's weather-worn stone had become their last pillar of support. Fire! Light! He's brought light! An old man covers his eyes, convulsing as he screeches. He grew up along the coast. He longed for the freedom to see the ocean. How'd a cat be? The cat be's good. How you doing, Ruru? Like 90% of this Arknights thing is just me reading as prepper, just so you know. And for some reason it's slightly lagging my model, even though all I'm doing is using an emulator to play a phone game, basically. Jordy! Uncle Thiago, what's going on? Quick, pack up, we have to go. Wait, where are we going? The Inquisition is coming. What? The cultists, the monsters from the sea. Are we leaving this town for good? We? No, just you. When the Inquisition finds out there are cultists here, the Aegir will be their first target. Well, I appreciate you lurking, Ruru. You say the Spanish Inquisition? No one expects that, and they're right here in Arknights. No, just you. When the Inquisition finds out there are cultists here, the Aegir will be their first target. I don't care what happens to the cultists, or even the rest of us. We've lived here too long. We don't know how to live anywhere else. But you're different. You've always wanted to see the world outside. You're young and talented. But this is all so sudden. It's an opportunity for change, lad. Your last chance. Be brave. Even if you somehow survive the Inquisition's interrogation, all that's waiting for you here is a life spent in fear of the ocean and the sea terrors. If you leave, though,
Your fate will finally be in your own hands, not stuck in that little chapel. That place is too small for you. You shouldn't just.
But it's so sudden.
There's no time to hesitate, lad. You must be strong like your parents, and their parents before them.
Did my parents really give their lives for Iberia?
We don't have time for this. Come, we must pack.
It's been so long since we've had a traveling trader stop by. All your clothes are so old.
It was the wrong voice. You can buy new ones so easily out there. All the more reason to leave, don't you think?
But why would the Inquisition be looking for Aegir? Couldn't cultists just as well be Liberi or feline?
Aegir come from the sea, same as the monsters and the disaster. Wait, have you seen them?
No, I mean, Uncle, you knew? You knew they were here?
Yes, we all knew there was something to the rumors.
Juan was one of them. He went into an empty warehouse to hide from the streets. He was hurt, and he had no hostility towards me.
Right, because you're an Aegir. I know they've gone mad, that they're not normal.
But why? Are you sheltering them?
None of that matters anymore. You'll be leaving soon.
No, I don't want to go.
What?
I was born here in Grand Faro. If I run away just to hide from the Inquisition, I don't know.
You what? Do you have any idea what you're saying? No Aegir has ever made it back in one piece after the Inquisition gets them. If you're lucky, you might return missing a few body parts, or maybe your sanity. Most simply disappear, though. Some say they've been imprisoned, others that they've been executed. No one comes back. No one. The Inquisition will burn everything to the ground in their mercy before the monsters and cultists even get a chance. Nothing cleanses like fire.
Not even water? Question mark? Uncle Thiago, calm down. The angry old man sees in Geordie the shadow of himself, arriving in this land all those years ago, hoping to construct a new garden out of the ruins. Decades have passed, and those who were once young are no longer so. Yet what have they built in Grand Faro? What has become of Iberia? Their efforts have done nothing to change the tidings of faith, and the home that they put so much of their passion into now stands on the precipice of collapse. A vast helplessness engulfs Thiago, like the dark clouds over the sea.
No one has ever come back. Not Marin, not anyone else. Grand Faro is already burning. Be it the Inquisition or the monsters, there's no future for us here.
Uncle Thiago.
I'll never be able to face your parents if anything happens to you, Geordie.
I know. Can I go see the ocean?
Because that's what you do when you're panicked. 100%. Just go to the beach, hang out for a bit. Dream now, and may your sleep be full of nightmares. That's harsh. Leave them to me, Calcit. Soon enough they will confess where their dark and dank schemes take root.
No doubt. Wow, the old man's with you, Doctor?
You are? Alive until sunset, a rock band. I must admit I don't understand these newfangled trends.
Have faith in the divinity of song, then.
Iberia hasn't recorded a direct sighting of a Faramut for centuries. Must lessen interaction. If your music represents your views on human society, then that would certainly pique my interest.
We haven't paid attention to that sort of thing since Deep Color in the Sea. It's a topic that's all too familiar, you see.
Ha! I wonder what music would you put to Iberia? The most surprising thing I've found at my age is how much still surprises me.
As we discussed, the Inquisition will prepare means for you to travel to the Eye of Iberia as soon as possible, Calcit.
You will eliminate any obstacles in your path.
That sea terror, the one that's embedded in the guy. There's the scent of an Aegir on it. A different scent, though. One more like us. The scent of the sea. What? Thiago's steps are small but quick. He seems burdened by age, yet surprisingly energetic. It was all Geordie could do to keep up with his pace. He said he wanted to see the ocean. He did not know why he said that. Even now he does not know whether it is he who wants to see it, or Thiago. Running, running, running. I'm an Aegir, Geordie thinks. The sea is my home. But how do I breathe down there? How did my ancestors live underwater? Questions pop into his head, one after another. Questions he had been curious about from a young age, but Thiago is library and cannot answer his questions. The Aegir came from the ocean. Why would they drown in the ocean? That looks nice. The sea. When was the last time I saw it? If the penal battalion was still here, they would have taken us in for questioning by now. Sorry for asking to do that. Wow, I think my voice is going. I'm normally not used to talking much. It's fine. Look at the coastline. Barren and decrepit. Maybe I should stop doing voices. Maybe that would help. Look at the coastline. Barren and decrepit. Decades ago, we had big dreams of building an impregnable fortress here. Today, there's a penal battalion outside several clicks to the northeast, and another on the cliffs to the west. Everything else, a lie, or perhaps a dream in the true sense. Reality is before our eyes, reminding us that the old Iberia will never return. Thiago whistles. Geordie rarely sees him do so. A change seems to have come over the normally gloomy mayor, turning him into a young worker once again, passionate about building his home. It's probably because he's near the sea. Tisk. It's all in the past. We failed. Grand Pharaoh is the final resting place of our failures. You mentioned your parents, didn't you, lad? I did. I don't remember much of the ocean. Everyone talks about Aegir and the islanders, but none of it feels real. I was born on land. Your parents, or more accurately, your grandparents came from a place called Aegir, a great country deep beneath the ocean. That's where you were from, lad. Aegir. Years ago, the dream we had for Grand Pharaoh wasn't the lifeless town you see today. It would have been a fortress, one that laughs at any siege. We would have built defenses on the coast around it, protected our country from calamity, heralded her revival, and rebuilt our home, all with our own hands. We really thought so. Geordie does not interrupt. Thiago grows increasingly excited, a light returning to his dull and cloudy eyes. Every hair on his body stands on end. He changes his posture. The sea breeze brushes against his brow, and he even looks grander somehow. The last step of our grand design, spanning half a century, was to return to the Eye of Iberia and relight the lighthouse. The lighthouse? A relic of the Golden Age, spared from destruction by the profound silence. Not even calamity could break us. We marched ever forward, our hearts filled with hope. Marin wore that blue hat of hers. She said we'd become heroes, that our names would live on. Your grandparents, your parents, 2 generations of Grand Pharaoh gave everything they had for this blueprint. Their greatness should have been immortalized forever. But now there's nothing left. You see that ship? There used to be many ships at the port. The penal battalion should have taken it, but they've forgotten all about it. All that's left is some junk. A town out in the middle of nowhere, more troubles than I can count, people stuck in a dead end, and that ship. Yes, that ship. My parents and the grandparents I've never met. Were they proud of their duty? This isn't the first time you've asked that. You asked it when you first learned to talk, and when you first started working at the chapel. You asked it many times, pointing at the dust-covered notebooks and schematics at home. I remember. Yes, lad. No matter how many times you ask, my answer is always yes. No matter the outcome, they never lost hope after that great disaster, and gave their all to the cause. Your parents even volunteered for our final attempt to reach the eye. Don't blame them for abandoning you. They were carrying out what was left of all our dreams. So many had come and gone. We had to succeed. The last we saw of them was when their fleet set sail from right here. They were heroes. Marin said we would all become heroes, but now none of us are except for the dead. I see. So my father and mother. But you know what laid waste to it all? In the midst of despair, we managed to muster the hope to relight the lighthouse. And what came of it? The Inquisition. They arrested the Aegir. They said there were Church of the Deep spies among us. We were fighting for Iberia, but the Inquisition took everything from us. Our pride, our dignity, our dreams, everything. Do you understand now? Leave this hopeless town. Leave Iberia and go as far as you can. Go to another country. Go to a better place. There's nothing left here in Grand Faro. The sea! This is the wrong way. Are we just going to leave our instruments in that damp room? No, I can smell the waves. The sea is just ahead. What do waves smell like? Like cotton. Using olfactory vocabulary to express visual elements. But you're right, the sea's right up ahead. Oops, the Abyssal Hunters. You. An Aegir, and of a different breed from the runs who grew up on land. You must be that strange sort of Aegir. What did they call you again? Oh, right, Abyssal Hunters. Gladia frowns. She rarely expresses her emotions in such complex ways. It came from her instincts as an Abyssal Hunter, as a consul, as an Aegir technician, and as a soldier. You are Oss. You are awesome. You know them? Yes, by chance. Why so mysterious? Well, whatever. I'm just glad our name is known even among the Aegir. Alti once visited that ship. Hey Onion, how are you doing tonight? I'm just spending 90% of my time reading and my voice is already hoarse. Alti once visited that ship. I was also doing voices for the characters, but it started killing my throat, so I'm changing to just regular voice for everything. Apologies. Alti once visited that ship, following your scent trail, but this is the first time we've met in person. I'm Aya, main vocalist of Oz. Dan here is our drummer. Greetings, guests from the sea. You're of the sea too. A pleasure to meet you. When I came to the land, I sought Calcit to learn more about you and your terrestrial kin. And they have a lot of beautiful art in this game. Oh, if you're talking about the things on land, then I guess we're kin technically. Not sure I can say the same about the ones in the sea. I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight, Onion? What are you here for? The doctor? Just an appointment. We seek a way back to Aegir. Oh, really? Back to Aegir, huh? The three of you together? We are not so easily separated. Aw, what great friendship. What about the one in the back? Is she shy? What, isn't she anything? No, she's crazy. Something doesn't seem right with her. Her brain is tormented. Is she sick? Currently overly hyped because Blue Protocol finally gave an official update. But have they actually given a release date? That's the main question. That's the main question. And I'm guessing no. You could say so. Poor thing. What is it, Dan? I just felt something up my spine, like an electric shock to my brain, then a strange voice. Unusually quiet, Spectre gazes at the sky. She closes her eyes. Waves brush against chaotic thoughts. This place is far from the coast. but something is touching her consciousness. It is in the wind, among the clouds, through the land, from the sea. A voice. I can hear it. I don't hear anything. The music of the sea. The children of the sea are crying. It is a song. The scent of sea terrors, lots of them. The town is under attack. Do. How's Arknights going? I've always liked the character designs of this in Blue Archive. It's going good. So much talking. I wasn't expecting this much talking, though. A lot of the main story has less talking per level, just because there's so many levels. But the events normally only have like 8 stages, so they try to do a whole story in that time, and you've got hours of talking, basically. Like, no joke. Hey, how did you get in here? Are you an Inquisitor? The ones you're dragging are. Go home. These two are under suspicion of colluding with heretics. I am performing my duty as an Iberian Inquisitor. Leave now unless you want to be caught up in battle. Their blood will draw enemies. An Inquisitor? When did the Inquisition arrive? Were those outsiders your informants? I'm not a cultist. I don't have anything to do with those guys. Do you know these two? Them? Juan? It's Juan. I always thought he looked suspicious. That's enough. No need to torment yourself. Go home and be sure your doors and windows are locked, as if that'll stop them. All right. You can come out now. An Inquisitor? No, a High Inquisitor. What's the Inquisition doing here? Amaya and Thiago have gone missing. Do the Aegir have something to do with it? You killed Juan, you bastard! I feel like that's a line from movies. I feel like I've heard that. Yeah, the Inquisitor. Apparently they're like keeping an eye out for people like this from the sea. There's all these monsters down in the ocean. And the Aegir people came from the sea, but there's still bad things down there. Not quite. He yet lives. I intend to extract some answers from him. You are different from the enemies I know. Your minds are your own, and you're working under clear directions. That's probably it, you're right. But if you're truly sane and awake, then you should understand that you stand no chance against me, nor any other brave soldier of the Inquisition. Shh. Why give up your lives? What meaning is there in your futile sacrifice? What have the accursed tides promised you? What are you scheming on this barren shore? I have many questions, enemies of Iberia. And I can only hope your god has answers. Ooh, not just you, but your god. Slow loading. Oh, combat. But will it go straight into combat or not? Apparently not. Oh, nope, looks like it might. If you hear a weird sound, I'm running my fingers through my hair. It's long, so I like doing that every now and then. People tell me not to, though. It's not that good for your hair, or gets oil from your hands in them and such, but still. If you're not going to run your fingers through your long hair, why have long hair? And the game's slightly laggy as a heads up. Oh. This one's a stronger defender than this one, but this one can AoE heal around itself. Cannot be blocked while on Nethersea brand, gains physical and arch dog, disabled by certain abilities. Okay. feel like I should... Oh, he moved. This character generates the points you use to spawn more people. Does he shoot ranged attacks? Nope, doesn't look like he does. This guy's a ranged attacker, I know. This guy seemingly has a lot of health, so let's just kill him right away. And he moves immediately out of my range of my strong ability. I'm a dum-dum. Oh, he did a ton of nervous damage. That's something specific to these undersea people. They do this damage that fills up and then it stuns your character for a long time, like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, something. The range people keep stopping over there. Watch time, I have not enabled that with Nightbot. I have to look into how to do that, sorry. Only... Welcome back, Rebel. Thank you for lurking. Oh, now there's a bunch of the strong people. I'm not sure if I've ever had lamb. Why did that one get hit so much harder than the other? Did you miss anything? Not really, just story-related stuff. Onion showed up. You missed that, so Onion's here now. This is only the second level, and there's normally like 8 or 9 levels in these events, so I'm still on the easy levels. I mean, you were a lamb one time, so it'd be weird if you ate yourself. Was I a lamb one time? Oh, Cult of the Lamb, that's true. Hi, Onion, if you're still here. He's probably studying or lurking. You're not going to help? You aren't rising from your seat either. Or either. I'm not needed. Strictly speaking, I'm still a prisoner of Iberia. It is not my place to worry for a High Inquisitor. Calcit does not care one bit. I like her. Sometimes. Let's talk about the two of us. We'll stay in this town on the coastline for a while. We know how to follow stage directions. If you and your abyssal hunters fail, we'll take the Iberians and pull back to an appropriate position. Assuming the old man outside listens to us anyway. You're willing to help the people on the land. Frost is young. I'm about the same age as Dan, and Aya maybe a little older. There's little left for us to love except music. Frailty of body and mind has driven humans to seek breakthroughs within their short lifespans. And what do you know? They pulled it off. Indeed. They're like me, saying indeed all the time. But the sea's not a fan of heavy metal. Thought sound carries better underwater. Well, I mean, kind of. Like, water can carry a noise of vibrations and stuff. We don't have a choice. As far as survival is concerned, the land is the lesser evil. It would not be difficult to get this country to listen, reveal a few secrets, hint at old wounds, and promise that the same disaster will not strike again. Can it really be that easy? Even simpler, if promises can be considered lies. Depends who they're coming from, because they can. Oh no, more of the sea monsters. Monsters! Monsters! Where's the Inquisition? Anyone, help! Oh no. Grrrr. Eek! As ever, Calcit picks the worst meeting locations. What's going on here? Thank you. Are you an Aegir too from the outside? Two? Ah, you refer to Oz. Aegir, eh? Are you here to fight them? You took out those monsters in the blink of an eye. Your attitude towards the Aegir seems different in this town. There used to be a lot of them around here, till about 20 years ago. Did the Inquisition send you? Should we ask for their help? None of my concern. But unless you intend to get hurt, I recommend hiding until this is over. All right. Zoom, off he goes. This place, I love Scotty's promotion to her alt art. This place, they're everywhere. Not as bad as Salviento, but it's still strange. This town is not being consumed by rot. There are even those leading more or less normal lives here. The waves have not touched this place. Then the flotsam has gone into hiding. No surprise there. If our target is that ship, then Kelsit must have chosen this place for a reason. Should we split up? I'll find Kelsit. You and Shark handle the sea terrors. Right. They are weak, but don't get hurt. Weakness is often bait. Shark? Take care of her, Scotty. I still have trouble getting used to how she is now. I know. Monsters, where did they come from? This way. Oh, right. They're relatively few in number, but surprisingly coordinated. Is someone leading them? And how could they have just popped up out of nowhere? Where are they hiding? Is it this way? Unless people are turning into sea terrors. Getting closer, there's someone here. One falls, another takes their place. We give our lives only to buy time. No one here can stand against a High Inquisitor. All who resist are doomed. In death lies hope. Do not squander it. Yes, we must hasten our departure, but it is a shame to abandon the closest outpost we have to the Eye of Iberia. We need but one to reach the Eye. Who goes there? Oh snap. Library, don't let him get away. Tch. He's not much of a fighter, he's a DP generator as well. Grand Pharaoh will be no more. Is this really what you want? Our interests are aligned. This shouldn't have to happen. You're the only one who can stop both the Inquisition and your own people. I'll kill you, Amaya. Soon. My. I thought we were on a first-name basis, Ulpianus. Perhaps you intended to make your move once we'd arrived at the lighthouse. But you know full well that's not our destination. We're going someplace further, and it's there that we'll make our choice. Aren't the Abyssal Hunters all of one mind? Why haven't you gone back to your squad? What are you thinking? You never saw what I saw. Ah, yes, the oldest story in the book. They never saw what you saw either. Did you lose trust in each other? Aegir is united by the bonds of blood. I chose to go into exile in order to achieve our common goal. Stay away from them, Amaya. Even on dry land, Glaudia, Scotty, and Laurentia can wipe this town from existence with little more than a shrug. They've always hinted at Scotty being super powerful, like she can lift a building herself. The hand that Amaya has placed on the book moves ever so slightly. Unperturbed, she smiles back at the provocation. You're right. Thank you for your concern. I need that ship. I must reach it before Gladia. They cannot return to Aegir knowing nothing of what's going on. Finally shook them off. How can they be hiding this many people? Is this town some kind of clown car? There's nothing but barrens to the north. So where are they coming from? The water, obviously. A pleasure to meet you, ma'am. You must be the abyssal hunter that Calcit mentioned. Is this your work? Iberia is not always so messy. I beg your pardon. Gladia is quiet for a moment. In her long years on dry land, she has seen how weak and backwards the terrestrial states are, but also the strength of the Inquisitors at Salviento. Calcit's words echo in her mind as she thinks on how to live alongside those above water. The silence lasts only a moment. I am Gladia, Technology Consul of Aegir, and the Abyssal Hunter's chief designer of warfare. For the first time, she speaks to a land dweller as a representative of Aegir. Her counterpart nods, sheaths his rapier, and strides over the silent carcass of the sea terror. Carmen, High Inquisitor of the Iberian Inquisition, I see the legends of Aegir hold true. You're different from the others. I have a few more years under my belt. Where's Calcit? She's speaking to another guest from the ocean in the chapel. Gladia turns to walk away when, if you've come to speak to the doctor, I'm sure she shared the same information with you. Perhaps. What do you think of her suggestion? We can talk after I've confirmed she's unharmed. We have no reason to harm someone who wishes to protect Iberia from the bottom of her heart. So you say? I've seen more foolishness in my brief time on land than I have for half a lifetime. If it's been such a brief time, how can you be so sure? The worst of times brings out the worst in people. Iberia's current reality is far from gilded. Regardless, I'm not here to debate. If she's in the chapel behind you, then you'll never reach the Eye of Iberia without the Inquisition's help. It was not destroyed in the profound silence. If the Stultifera remains afloat, then the Eye of Iberia is the only way to find it in the vastness of the ocean. What Iberia can offer, I can achieve on my own with only slightly more effort. I suppose I have something to look forward to then, Gladia. How many left? 4 or 5, maybe. Some have departed to seek sanctuary elsewhere. Very well. Burn these documents, we don't have time for them. Grand Faro, I once called this place home. You are still bound by such distractions? No, no more. Burn them all. The Inquisition must not find them. We embrace this knowledge and promote harmony through enlightenment. The Inquisition, in their ignorance and selfishness, calls it heresy. Let's go. We will find a way to re-establish contact. We too will embrace the ocean someday. Are they gone? Is this one of their hideouts? And here I thought it was just a struggling restaurant. It's only 2 blocks from the chapel, for crying out loud. They're burning their papers? I have to put the fire out. Flames are too strong. I have to save what I can. Youch, that's hot. Whew, are these blueprints? Some sort of equipment. The stamp of approval is being burned to ash. Historical records of Iberian, thesis on ocean currents. What are they planning? Brio gone? A royal shipwright? And what's this? A drawing of that statue in the square? Put that down, library. Let it burn as it should. Lysium has always been confident in his ability to talk his way out of a situation. In this case, however, he does not get a chance to, barely avoiding the touch of cold steel. Hey, don't you know it's rude to strike without warning? Dr. Calcit, their goal is... I'm gonna drink some more water. Dun, dun. Rundown shed. Oh, more items. Sheds still line the shore, offering a glimpse of how bustling this town used to be. People from all over used to arrive, trying to restore a glimmer of hope following the calamity. But now, it's been abandoned. Its sheets of metal rusting away. The precious materials you once used to build this place are now scattered about everywhere, no longer of anyone's concern. Then it's a new decoration piece. A narrow alley. An old man's vigilant eyes peer out from behind the curtains. He had experienced this decades ago and is no stranger to it. Their hopes of rebuilding are being crushed underfoot, and the instigator is someone they believed in. The friends regarded as brothers have disappeared into the shadows. The plans into which countless hours were poured have been put on hiatus, and the imposing man with a lantern says that the cult has infiltrated you. The old man gazes at the photo hanging upside down over his bed. The once dazzling sunset has faded, and thus a dream was shattered. Between monsters and humans, which is truly more terrifying? Faded group photo added to inventory? Why do I want a photo? A rustling sound comes from the empty shop. Is it the struggling of a victim, or... Of course we search. A sea terror is curled up behind the counter, with an elderly woman sitting across from it. A stack of diagrams lies scattered between the old woman and the sea terror. Though half her face is concealed by a hood, she is undoubtedly staring at the creature before her. Many years ago, she had dedicated all her talents to Iberia's greatest expedition, but that intrepidly ended in a terrifying silence. After experiencing hardship, struggle, and disillusionment, she gave herself to a greater cause, one transcending country or geography. She sought to find the perfect other side that all living things could cross over to. What's more, within the cult, she is able to continue the research on monsoons and hydrology that had captivated her so. Now that the Inquisition has arrived, the products of her blood, sweat, and tears must be burned. Her theories must never see the light of day. She chose to dedicate them to a cycle of great evolution, to a sea terror. Sea terrors roam right in front of her, but do more than roam. Fortunately, she is patient. Empty street again? Along the uninhabited street, travelers from afar now sing. Bluff. My voice is getting kind of gross now. Okay, from all the reading, yeah, I might need to take a break in a bit. I might have to switch to something to end the night or end early, because it is affecting my throat a bit. I've never been used to talking much before I got into streaming. At least I've had some practice these last few months. Irene. Yes, Maestro. I mean, sir. You seem distracted. I'm fine. Gran Faro is a tiny town. So small that most maps don't even bother to list it. Oh, Chu is raiding. Thank you very much for the raid, Chio. I was actually thinking of raiding you. No joke, because I don't know how long I'll stream for, because I'm already killing my voice. Oh, Spoomp subscribed at tier 1. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Spoomp. It means a lot to me, so thank you. And thank you for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. No joke, there's been barely any actual playing the game. Most of this has been like 90% me spending 2 hours reading a visual novel version of Arknights. No joke. Gran Faro is a tiny town, so small that most maps don't even bother to list it. But this is a request from Lord Carmen himself, and it involves Dr. Calcit and those Aegir. You weren't even supposed to stream tonight? Why's that? Are you going to work or something tomorrow so you're too busy and shouldn't have? Tisk tisk. My night has been nothing but random stuff. Go! Nor was Spoon, but I saw you playing with Chio. You both messed up. You both messed up big. What's with that? What's with that? I know, sir. If you still haven't found your answer, I will not give you permission to join the mission. Random stuff, sorry. No worries. I don't mind if people say that in stream. I just avoid saying it myself. As long as people aren't going overboard with swearing, then it's not that big a deal. OBS hates spoof? Why do you say that? My OBS has been lagging out a little bit too, even though all I'm doing is using an emulator to stream a phone game. Does OBS have a reason to hate spoof? I clicked your profile and how it says you're some big centipede that's gonna like eat everything. How are you and Chio, spoof? It's true. It's true. How are they? I'm guessing good. I'm guessing good. Good and tired. Even I'm tired, but that's just because using my voice more than I'm used to. Okay. I'd already made up my mind when I first decided to follow in your footsteps and become an Inquisitor. Yes, before you even knew the question. An answer is worthless if it cannot explain what you see and hear. Rebel's been claiming first on my stream. Good on you, Rebel. Good on you. Spent 2 hours trying to get... Do you stream too, Spoof? I didn't think that you streamed as well. I love you reading. I'm glad to hear it. I'll do more of it sometime then. I thought my reading might be dull because it's hard to talk to me then. It's hard for me to reply to people unless I stop like this and start talking to everyone. Big stretch. He does sometimes. Okay, I didn't know he was a streamer too. Because then I can do the shoutout command for him as well. Spoonf will be regularly when he finally moves to the new place. That makes sense. I know a few people are like that too. One of my art siblings, Gomi, had moved to their new place already, but still hasn't started streaming just because stuff is so hectic where they are right now. Spoonf and Bean? Question mark? What about them? Sorry, you look at things on the side. You both stream good. It's true. You do have that in common. You do have that in common. I saw Jace Stardasher streaming earlier tonight. The dad and the child. Is Spoonf Bean's father? Because I thought Chibi was Bean's mother. Does that mean they're married? Because they fight each other a lot for being married. Although maybe that makes sense then. Maybe that makes sense. We have a Discord family. Oh, okay. That makes sense then. That makes sense. Do you have one of those? Yes, they are married. That's why they fight. Oh, of course. I'll remember that if I ever get married. Fighting is normal. Fight, 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 fight. Yes, before you even knew the question, an answer is worthless if it cannot explain what you see and hear. Don't die a worthless death here, Irene. You know what we're fighting against, and you must find your own answer. Aye. Yes, sir. Lady Calcette. Gladia's tone does not change, but her footsteps reflect her mood. A blink of the eye, and she is by Calcette's side. Good work, Gladia. The Inquisition didn't do anything to you, did they? The fact that Iberian has not yet sunk into the sea is proof that they still retain a shred of humility and vigilance. You found a way, as promised. Yes, however, even if Iberian is willing to let go of their fears, what about Aegir? What about you? If this temporary cooperation is necessary to help us return to the ocean, so be it. Finally, an Aegir with some sense, right? Like the waves themselves, like the rays and texture of the sea. Hello there, Special Aegir. I believe you've already met our other members? Yes, you're also a member of Alive Until Sunset. Alti, bassist or bassist, nice to meet you. How are things outside? The cultists are out in force, but individually they're rather weak. My hunters can take care of everything. Earlier I was trying to do different voices for different characters, but it started killing my throat after like an hour and a half, so now I'm just doing my same monotone for everyone. The Inquisition will only work with us once we've taken care of the problems in Grand Faro. Then there's no time to waste. Gladia raises her lance. Okay, thank you very much for lurking, Chio. Have fun with your anime. At the same time, she senses something is not right. Dun dun dun. There, among us. No, wait, among the sea terrors. But how could it be? Calcet, here. Dr. Calcet, their goal is... Elysium? What's the matter? One of our operators is in trouble. Something lurks here. As we discussed, Alti, the members of OS can stay ashore. We'll handle this as quickly as possible. Sure, we can wait. And we're happy to provide some background music for your campaign. Oh, nice. I hope they actually do have a song for it. I like most of their music, the few songs it's shown. Too weak. They keep coming. Buying time? Or spreading something? I must find the leader. Gruk. Spectre? Ah, Scotty. Long time no see. Something the matter? Are you all right? I'm fine, just a little tired. Yes, we're fighting, right? The scent of the ocean reminds me of home. But home? My home? Huh. Ugh. The sea. The scent of the sea grows stronger. Are we home, Scotty? Is this the way home? It will be, Spectre. Laurentia. I promise. I wonder if she's starting to regain some of her memory as they stay close to the sea. Or she's not being so crazy. Tell me then, what's that before my eyes? What? A figure strides down the street, humming a tune. The streets are a mess in the aftermath of the panicking townsfolk, but it hardly bothers Frost as she plucks at the air and imagines music. Humph. Slithering sound. That didn't sound like slithering to me. The sea terrors keep away from her. No, they ignore her. Is she playing an instrument? Does it sound nice? I don't know. Then ask. Wait. Pant, pant. That sounds bad. I won't do that again. Did I shake him? I doubt it. Spoon's gonna lurk a bit for reasons of weights and such. Sounds good. Thank you for the lurk, and thank you for subscribing again, Spoop. I appreciate it. Dang it. Was it when we first met? No, he didn't even touch me. Those documents must be destroyed, Iberian. Obey, and you may keep your limbs. Attached, if you'd prefer. Dang, he's fast. Weren't your friends only burning them because there wasn't time to save them all? With your skills, you could just have easily have taken them yourself, so why do you need to burn them? Friends? The man growls from the bottom of his throat, a sound born of humiliation. We are not friends. Then what? It doesn't concern you. Surrender the documents and leave this place. Whether you're with the Inquisition or with another country. He stopped. Yes, you've always been sharp. The mysterious Aegir gazes into the distance. Friends. We may be bound by blood, but you must stay away from Aegir for now. Elysium evades the attack, but it's immediately clear why he managed to. The sword's aura rips the charred papers to shreds, sending the splintered truth drifting into the wind. Dang! They cannot return to Aegir just yet. Allowing everyone to act on their own will only accelerate the destruction. Even though Aegir has already chosen the path of self-annihilation. Do do do. No more sea terrors approach. Unsurprising numbers for the coast. Now, where are you hiding? You cough. No, not the lantern. Answer me. What do you intend for Grand Pharaoh? The lantern. Get it off me. Answer me. Ugh. It's... What are you pointing at? Carmen looks back in the direction that the cultist is indicating. A statue stands in the middle of the square. Ah, Grand Pharaoh, the great lighthouse. Of course you're seeking the lighthouse of Grand Pharaoh. Stop it. Oh. The nobles once called those great monuments the Eye of Iberia. Dozens of them once stood on Iberia's coastline. Even had the Witch King's Tower in Lithuania not been toppled, it would still have been dwarfed by these guardians of the sea. They are the single greatest mark that human civilization has ever left on this land. The sea, cough, the Eye of Iberia. The miracle destroyed the sacrilege. Ah, take that lantern away. The profound silence destroyed most of the lighthouses and disabled the rest. What are you plotting? I see. So you knew. You knew that one remained operational, that the goal of the Grand Pharaoh project was to protect what was left of the Eye of Iberia. That's why you've been lurking here, awaiting your chance. I never expected there to be traitors in the very heart of the Inquisition. Where are they? While you're here babbling away, look under your feet and come face to face with your pathetic narrow-mindedness. What? Unsettling slithering sounds. That's different than earlier. The sea terrors are glowing? What is this luminescence? Get away from it. Ah. Monster! Impatient growling. Monster's cool. He literally lives in her spinal cord. Don't ask how. I don't know how it works. But that's basically her Originium arts is this parasitic Originium thing living inside her. Meltdown. That's where he goes crazy. Agitated roars. Sitting up. Hello. Peaceful riff. Do-do-do-do. There is a familiar scent on you. Do you know what it is? Spirited riff. Do-do-do-do-do-do. A pleasant melody, but not the one that I know. Then how does the one you know go? When she prayed, the stars ceased to shimmer. When she wept, the night let out a smile. When she laments, the anguish sprawled upon her madness. A song of Aegir, a sad song. But I don't like it. It belongs in the past. It lacks passion and wallows in futile sentimentality, the same as Aegir itself. A shame. You've come home, Aegir. Home? Me? Sing. In song you will rediscover yourself. Song? What memories will singing recall? Just sing. You will encounter your past. You must eventually find and face your destiny, or it will find you. That's how it has ever been since I left the ocean. What a strange woman. But I don't mind singing. Then sing. La la la, la la la. When she prays, the stars cease to shimmer. As always, there's such sorrow in your song. Who are you? I never imagined we'd meet again in such circumstances, Laurentia. So is she with the cultists or not? I feel like she is, from the way they talked before. I'm probably going to spend like the next 24 hours not saying a word after this, though that's fairly normal for me. A warped mailbox with a strange device crammed into it. The words Wilderness Survival Module printed on the side in Agirian, seemingly slotted into Little Handy. Who put it here, and what messages are they trying to send whom? Doctor, here's your newly obtained module. You can inspect it in Little Handy. Active modules can assist us in better combating the Seaborn. Carry on exploring, get your hands on even more. So I'm guessing I can deploy this in combat now. Components on the squad page. Component has 2 effects. You can switch to whatever comes in handy for you. Melee operators have 40% healing effectiveness. Ranged operators gain 80% more max health and plus 250 defense. Wow, I'm taking that. On the one hand, this lets you heal your tanks for a lot more. But I've never had if I had an issue with healing, I'd just bring an extra healer. And then like almost double health and more defense. Then I don't have to worry about my people being hit so hard. Unless they're hit by art attacks, which ignore defense. Quiet Trail. Oh. Penal Battalion Forward Base. Oh, it says 0, so this must be just to test out the other thing. This must be just to test out the new effect or whatever. And then they only give it, and perhaps drinking lots of chalky milk to freshen up the throat. That might work, actually. Milk is good for hydration, though I think it's just my throat will need to rest after this. And thank God Mabu wasn't here to hear that. Ora, ora! Nope, that's Quora. I thought they said I had that. Okay, now why are you showing me this? Special training drill focused on upcoming enemies and combat environments likely facing... Oh, it's about this thing. Only simulate battlefield based on frontline information. Because of the clipping? Oh, because I said something bad and he'd probably go wild for it. Or he'd clip it. Must be taken seriously. What are those wiggling tiles? I love how she knows it's a tile. Another sea brand. Some scholars are calling it a unique ocean life form, but we don't have much information. Watch. Let me guess, the enemies go over it and they get superpowered. Usually shaped organism will spread to all adjacent tiles at fixed intervals. And will it keep, like, expanding over the map? What's this, doggos? They're undersea doggos. Spreading the enemy speed? Yeah, it keeps spreading, it seems like. Now if there's a way to combat it. Some enemies deal increased nervous impairment when on the brand. That's the thing that stuns them, as I mentioned. And yes, that's a little kid with a chainsaw and a teenager with a frying pan. Don't ask. Instructor Doberman, the brand spread to me. I can sort of hear this slippy noise. Sus. Every brand will deal arch damage and nervous impairment to any operators deployed on its tiles. Can I retreat, please? Feels like my shoes are going to melt and I can't stand up. Deploying operators in another sea brand is the only way to prevent its further spread. Any tiles without operators deployed will land. Okay. So you've got to put someone like here, and that'll stop it from going to these guys. But then they're going to take arch damage, so you've got to keep healing them. Yep, like she's dropping a medic for them. So they literally just want me to go like this. And then I'm guessing it just kills the enemies on its own and I don't have to do anything else. They're just teaching me about the new thing. Oh, I had to do that sooner. Hold on. I wasn't paying attention. You can't let any enemies through if you want the Originum Prime or whatever from completing it with 3 stars. So I just have to activate her ability to kill those enemies right away, and that's all the training basically wants me to do. I can skip the things they were saying, so no worries. And it costs 0 energy. You get like 1 new energy every 6 seconds. And that's what you use to go into missions. Not 6 seconds, 6 minutes, I'm an idiot. Or if it spreads on its own interval, or when he does that pulsing... No, it's its own interval. What's her ability? Just a tiny bit increased chat. Attack. Gonna get ice cream? Sounds good. Now we just wait till she heals him. These guys can't block these ones anyways, so... Okay, as soon as her ability is active, I'll use it. Even though it's a 10% increase attack, maybe that'll bypass their be enough to get past their defense. Yeah, it is, because look how much damage she's doing to them. And now she'll guaranteed block that. Or no, there is no other one. Mission accomplished. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. My voice is actually getting pretty hoarse. I feel like I might actually end stream for now just so I can take a break since it's been 3 hours now. I'll play a different game tomorrow, but I'll continue with the Arknights event in like a day or 2. I will stay up for a little bit longer, so you might see me log on to the Minecraft realm to build my house a little bit or something like that. But for now, I think I see someone online who I've seen in some of my friends' streams, so we can always raid towards them. Anyone who's possibly new in my chat, I'll let you know that I literally stream every single night. So if you ever come by about 3 hours or such earlier than now, that's when I start up, and I'm always here playing something. But I appreciate both the raids I got tonight, Spoon for subscribing to me again, and all of you for hanging out and spending time with me even though I was just basically chatting for 3 hours. Dun, dun, dun. Da, da. Rebel will probably be shocked when he comes back with his ice cream and my stream's over, like, what? But I'll message on the Discord so he'll know what happens. Anyway, sorry I'm ending a little earlier. I just need to rest my voice and stop talking for a bit. I'll be on the Minecraft realm. I will be on tomorrow night. And so, good night. Sweet dreams. Thank you for all spending your time with me. Goodbye.
Bedtime. Hey, Sasha, get. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you.
Welcome to.
Hey, Nightmare Alien, can I get one of you to shout out Sasha for me?
Yes.
Appreciate you. Hey, Sasha, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Red Light District.
Is that?
I got it. There you go.
Yeah,
Appreciate you,
okay.
Nightmare. What were you guys up to? How was your stream? Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. My name is Density. I'm the head denizen of the Red Light District. Honestly, I won't lie to you. We make a lot of cum jokes here. That's about it. That's all I can tell you.
I'm so glad that calling it the cream stream has caught on.
God damn it. But yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful stream. I went down a little early. I saw you on my recommended channel, so I thought I'd speak your way. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure to meet new folks. Okay, well, now I will say, if you come here for gameplay, you're not gonna get it, because Jesus Christ. Fucking terrible at this game, my god. I can see your name in one or two of my friends' streams, so I thought I'd pick you for raid. I appreciate that.
疲れが溜まっているようだな。俺が目を覚まして